I gotta go out and do some shopping. My drill sergeant senses tingling, but that can only mean one thing. Some pervy lieutenant colonel put a hidden camera in a girl's changing room. No, not the beer. How about you sit down right there? Why don't you have a seat? Take a seat. Have a seat right there. Sit down.
Have a seat over in that chair, please.
Welcome to the internet, Lieutenant Colonel Jason Sweatland. Well, I would hold my applause because this Lieutenant Colonel name printed down here, verbatim as I got from the news. Just in case you needed help identifying this man, the Colonel here got in a little bit of a bind when a teenager found his hidden camera in a girl's changing room. Gross. Nobody likes him that young, you fucking sicko. But our story doesn't end there. No. It gets so much gooder and then worse. Once the female teenager found that hidden camera, she called out the police, and the po-po turned their peep show into a sting operation. And 2 days later, won't you know who's walking by but Lieutenant Colonel Sweatland, going to get his hidden camera in a little girl's changing room. And the police jump on him like the jump out boys of the hour. Now, having a ranger tab, of course he is physically fit, and he ran from the police as he tried to get his peep show camera from a little girl's changing room, but he got caught. Good job, police. So for 2 days, that camera was recording from when the teenager saw it and reported police to the sting. But we don't know how many days before it was recording. Oh my God, a week's worth of nudies for a dude that should be getting brand new concrete booties.
He sleeps with the fishes.
I'm not sure how long the foot chase lasted, but I'm sure the police potted this predator as he stopped and stared into a baby gap, gyrating, air hovering like a dog in heat. Pervert. Now in handcuffs, a new question arises. How long has he been doing this for? Is this his first time? I highly doubt it. Or does this guy have a blockbuster video inventory in his basement? How many unsuspecting women were recorded? Were they notified? Oh, the other thing that stands out to me is that a teenager found this video recording device in a changing room. Teenager, only 18 and 19 are adults. So that means there's a good chance that the kid that found it is a juvenile. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. For those of you who have a hard time counting with numbers. Marines. Well, which store was it? Maybe that could tell us what kind of clientele would shop there. Oh, PacSun! It was a PacSun female changing room that he put his hidden camera. Hey Siri, what's the age demographic of the people that shop at PacSun? 12 to 24. Targeted customers, boy, that's not the appropriate word for this pervert, but the company's targeted consumers are between 12 and 24 years old. 18 is right in the middle. You got 6 before and 6 after. So your odds of getting a juvenile in one of those video recordings that this guy recorded secretly in a changing room is 50%. 50% of the time it's gotta be a kid. No one else has numbers with an adult to child ratio like that other than a Chuck E. Cheese or a daycare. So you did that on purpose, didn't you? You wanted children, didn't you? Now I'm sure this snake would say, oh, I didn't intend, I just wanted people over 18 to illegally record while they were changing in the privacy of a changing room. I wanted only the ones that were 18 and older. I'm not a total perv. If that's his defense, then how are you gonna ferret out all the kids? Huh? How are you gonna judge whether or not they're 18 or not? You've gotta watch the video. You would then have to watch a juvenile child change to then say, oh, not my cup of tea or not. You're still fucking watching it. And fuck watching it, you just created it. You created it. Gross. How is he not getting charged for the creation of child? What was his intent in order to get a leg up on this upcoming summer's new fashion trends? People don't just record strangers getting naked in a changing room for future possible investments of Fruit of the Loom or Victoria's Secret. Oh, and let me guess, he wasn't gonna share it with anyone either. It was just for him, right? He wasn't gonna totally disseminate that shit to the internet. But he's caught now, Ooze fraba.
Goose fraba.
Ooh, he's caught, so everything's okay, right? Right. Now, at first, the local district attorney's office had the case. I mean, the cops were there. They're doing all this sting operation and setting him up and snatching and grabbing him. But the DA said, hey, you know what? Let's give this softball of a conviction to the Army. Oh yeah, baby! A possible sex offense as serious as this? In the hot little hands of the Army? Oh yeah, all those sharp classes, all those negative stereotypes about the military not caring about those affected from sexual assault or abuse. Oh, it's about to get blown up now. Now's your chance. Here it is on a silver platter. Your chance to show how much you care. All of those sharp classes, hours, days, finally coming to fruition on a disgusting little turd that you can put away and demote forever. Oh, I can't wait to see how long they gave him in prison, what rank they busted him down to. Dishonorable discharge. Oh, a dishonorable discharge. He was removed from the U.S. Army Cadet Command at Cal Polytech as a professor of military science, where he trained future officers for the Army. He is now assigned to the 8th Brigade of the U.S. Army Cadet Command in an administrative role, away from cadets, and received a reprimand. What? Is that it? Is that it? Is that it? What was the reprimand? Moving him from one place to another? Not letting him teach anymore? How can you be away from the thing when the thing is in the name of the place that you're at? 8th Brigade Cadet Command! It's got cadet in it! How is he still in command of troops? How can he still be in a field officer rank? You're telling me on the next unit, mandatory fun family day, you're gonna bring your kids around this guy? You want this D-Gen hanging outside around at a pool party with your 14-year-old daughter walking around in a swimsuit? Who's gonna check the bathrooms at these events? Who's gonna check the bathrooms at the place that he's working now? Come on, Joe Sark. You don't need to check the bathrooms. This guy, he already got, reprimanded. He did it once before. It's not like he didn't know that's a bad thing to do. He fucking ran from the police when they got him. How is this guy able to walk out of the headquarters every day? Don't send him to my unit. Don't you send that jizz to my unit. Cadet Command around college students? This dirty pedo's like a kid in a candy store. Who is to blame for this miscarriage of justice? The defense and the prosecution and the judge had to agree on this pre-trial sentencing in order for it to go through. Yes, he took a plea. He took a plea, recording children in a changing room in their skibbies and God knows what else. They gave him a plea, and the plea was a reprimand. Everybody said, yes, if he pleads guilty to doing this sick, disgusting act, we should give him a reprimand. What say you, prosecution? Yeah, yes, I agree. Yes, absolutely. Normally I would charge somebody and fight for them in a court of justice in order to be charged with these heinous acts that they have committed. But today I think a letter of reprimand and moving would be sufficient. Yes. Fantastic. And you, Judge, what do you say, Judge? I am the judge, and I obviously know that a man who is as sick in the mind as record young girls should definitely receive only a reprimand and a possible move. This is absolutely sufficient. Yes, agreed. Fantastic. All right, next on the docket, a DWI for an E4. Dishonorable discharge, that little freak. Of course, a slimy, disgusting defense attorney who has no idea what justice is would absolutely fight for such a light charge on such a heinous case. Justice may be blind, but she smells shit when she steps in it. How could the prosecution just throw away a case like this? The DA's office and the local police department or sheriff did all the legwork. They did all the freaking legwork 10 times better than any military investigation could have been done by the MPs. They sat there, they stalked him, they got him, they downloaded the footage, they handed it to you, Army prosecutor, to get justice on behalf of the victims. And you threw it all away. This could have been the cherry on top of your career. Finally, some pervert gets held to the accountable level that they should be in regards to our sharp and anti-sexual harassment and bullshit fucking propaganda that you're feeding us, but you won't come through on. Now, hypothetically, let's just say that this got taken to trial, and all the evidence that they had, well, there was a bunch of inaccuracies, things were wrong. This poor guy was mistakenly arrested. He had nothing to do with it. He accidentally dropped his phone. He went back a day or two later after realizing where it was his daughter's phone. It was dismissed entirely. No charge, no bill, completely innocent. That would be one thing. But that didn't happen. He pled guilty to recording children and women, young adult women, without their knowledge, in a changing room. So he's guilty of that. He said, yes, I am guilty of that. He is guilty of that. And it doesn't matter how many times he says he's sorry or he feels bad or it was a mistake. There are victims who have to live with that the rest of their life. How do you think those poor women or children feel every time they go into a changing room now? They gotta look for cameras. Their heart flutters because they're like, oh shit, what if there's another pervert trying to get at me? Good job, prosecution. Good job, prosecution. You fucking suck. I'd like to let you know that you personally disgust me. Oh, and you're not out of it yet, Judge. Oh, no, Your Honor. Your Honor, I use that term loosely because a judge can look at a pretrial agreement between the defense and the prosecution. And if the defense says, I want to get away with nothing, and the prosecution says, yeah, that's fine, you can get away with it, the judge has the power and ability to say, whoa, 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 you two. This is not justice. This is too light of a sentence. There is nothing here that is agreeable. It is outrageous that he would get nothing more than a slap on the wrist. Come back with something that shows he is being punished and held accountable for his actions. But the judge didn't do that. The judge says, oh, sorry, Your Honor. I couldn't quite hear what you were saying with the defendant's cock down your throat. I hope you remember to play with the balls. Now, I'm not sure as to why the district attorney's office didn't just proceed with the charges, have him arrested, get him all those fantastic charges, and put him on a registry. Because guess what? He's not on one now. He's not on a registry. This guy that records children changing, he doesn't have to register for anything because his punishment is a reprimand and to move a little bit and not teach kids no more. Oh no. But the DAs didn't charge. They decided they were going to dismiss the charges and hand them right over to the Army. Probably hoping that the Army would do a good bang-up job. Well, they banged something up. It was justice. They bent her over a fucking bar and reeled her out against her permission, just like those poor children were recorded without theirs. A good question would be, well, why doesn't the DA pick it up now? Because the DA already made their decision, and you can't Bill Cosby something, right? If you choose not to charge, you don't have enough, or you want to give it to a different unit, department, investigative service, whatever, then that's your choice. You've made your decision. Boop! All options off the table now. Once he gets a little smack on the wrist here, it's not enough. You can't decide to, we changed our mind. Nope. It's one and done. So this guy who records kids changing in changing rooms doesn't have to register, gets 0 charges, still gets to keep his rank, still gets to complete his military service, still gets his retirement. Way to keep a predator in the ranks, a predator of kids. Well, geez, what? It's almost like they got a term for that. Way to go, Army. The DA's office gave you an easy layup, and you threw it in the stands. Oh!
Spurs family, let's make some noise for him. Let's cheer him on.
Here's a line directly from the DA's office. While we are not aware of what mitigating information may have been provided by Lieutenant Colonel Sweatland at this court-martial, the outrageous and indefensible invasion of privacy of placing a video recording device in the changing room of a retail store certainly calls for a stern response. Without knowing the true in-life impact of his reprimand, we cannot sufficiently comment. Suffice to say, Lieutenant Colonel Sweatland's guilty plea and admission highlights his personal acceptance of accountability. Impact? What impact? No more teaching? This entire investigation wasn't about his academics. He secretly recorded women changing in a private changing room. Now if you're wondering, hey Drill, why are you so upset with defense attorneys? They're necessary to make sure that innocent people don't go to jail, and they hold the authorities at the proper level of accountability to make sure they're doing their job and making sure that our justice system doesn't deteriorate and maintains a high level of integrity as well. And to you, I would respond with Sweatland's defense attorney's statement regarding this investigation. Ian Funk Bailu, who represented Sweatland in civilian court, funk you too, Bailu, stated that last year, Sweatland was suffering from mental illness that was directly linked to his deployments. PTSD doesn't make someone put a hidden camera in a little girl's changing room to spy on them while they get dressed for days at a time. It might make you magged up into your patrol car after hearing an acorn hit your hood and confusing it for a gunshot. P for post-traumatic. not P for predator stress disorder. Oh no, now I have to fight the urge of diddling children. That's not how it works, you disgusting little defense attorney. You amoeba of shit. And that's the end of this fairy tale. No happy ending, no good stories. This guy gets to walk away free, but I'm hoping that the feds pick him up. Oh God, Homeland Security, HSI, FBI, some 3-letter fucking person, pick up this case. I know it's heinous, but if he put that thing on an internet server somewhere in the middle of the world, WW, whatever the fucks, oh, the FBI's gotta eat him apart. Oh, please, God, please go through his computer one more time, because Jag failed. It's probably why they call them jag-offs. I'm really hoping to get the names of his defense, prosecution, and the judge that ruled on this case, just, for my personal education. And I'll put them up on a blank screen here with maybe their office numbers so you can ask them directly, what the fuck? I hope you've got a lot of people manning the phones and the mail slots. 8th Brigade of U.S. Army Cadet Command. That's it. Get back here. Yeah! Yeah! Worth it. The best way to support the channel is to pick yourself up a t-shirt. I got 2 new Marine ones up, but they're only here for a limited time. So get them before they're gone. And also, yeah, a cop shot at his car because an acorn fell on it. So I made that shirt. That's only going to be available for like 2 weeks. And then that's it. Cheapest way to support the channel is to leave a comment on how stupid this entire thing is, or to share this with every Cadet Command email you can think of. I'm sure they have a Facebook or Instagram account. Maybe they need to see it. Okay. See you next time, weirdos. Hey guys, we're having a real time recruiting people into the military branches right now. I wonder fucking why. Let's let the bad guy go. Anybody who's got a DWI in the United States military knows that there's no such thing as double jeopardy. You get pulled over by the local sheriffs and fucked over and you can't drive, and then your unit demotes you and all that other shit. Why couldn't that happen now? How is this case so different? Oh, I know, because he's a colonel.